My parents praised my golden child sister while calling me an embarrassment. Now I'm successful, and they're begging me to rescue her career. Growing up, everything I did was compared to Sophie. She got into Stanford with a full academic scholarship, while I went to community college because my grades weren't good enough for anywhere else. She landed a consulting job at a top firm when she was 23, making more money than most people see in years. I was bartending at 26, pulling late shifts and smelling like beer when I came home. Every single family dinner ended the same way. My parents would spend an hour bragging about Sophie's latest promotion, her new apartment in the city, her business trips to New York and San Francisco. Then they'd turn to me and ask when I was going to get a real job, when I was going to do something that made them proud, when I was going to stop wasting my potential. I tried explaining that I was saving money, that I had a plan, but they'd just shake their heads. My dad would say something about how I was almost 30 and still pouring drinks for drunk college kids. My mom would sigh and say she wished I had Sophie's drive. Sophie never defended me. She'd just sit there with this little smile, soaking up all the attention like she deserved it. 3 years ago, I finally told them my plan. I was leaving bartending to start a meal prep business. I'd been researching it for months, had savings built up, knew exactly what I wanted to do. I was going to make healthy, affordable meals for busy people who didn't have time to cook. My dad actually laughed when I told him. He said people don't pay someone else to cook chicken and rice in Tupperware containers. My mom looked embarrassed and told me not to mention this idea to our relatives because it would reflect poorly on the family. Sophie just smirked from across the table and went back to her phone. Didn't say a single word. I did it anyway. Quit my bartending job the next week and threw myself into the business. Worked 80-hour weeks in a tiny commercial kitchen I was renting by the hour. Built my menu, designed my website, took photos of every meal. Got my first clients through Instagram and word of mouth. Those first 6 months were brutal. I was barely sleeping, living off instant ramen while I made gourmet meals for other people. My parents stopped inviting me to family dinners. They told relatives I was between opportunities. But 6 months in, I was breaking even. A year later, I had 200 weekly clients and had to hire my first employee. 2 years later, I opened my second kitchen and had a team of 8 people working for me. We were doing corporate contracts, delivering to gyms, partnering with fitness influencers. The business I started in a rented kitchen was pulling in multiple 6 figures annually. Last month, a local magazine featured me as one of the city's top young entrepreneurs under 35. They did a full photo shoot, interviewed me about building a Boutron's business from nothing, put my face on their website. That article went semi-viral in our area. People I went to high school with were congratulating me. Old bartending regulars were sending me messages saying they always knew I'd make it. That same week, my parents called me for the first time in 8 months. My mom's voice was sweet, overly friendly, like we talked all the time. She asked how I was doing, said she'd seen the article, told me she always knew I had it in me. I almost laughed. Then she got to the real reason for the call. Sophie had been fired from her consulting firm during massive layoffs. Apparently, the company had been struggling, and they'd cut 40% of their staff, including her entire department. She'd been sitting at home for 2 months, sending out resumes, not getting any responses. My parents wanted to know if I'd hire her as my operations manager. Said she had so much corporate experience and could really help take my business to the next level. Said she was really struggling emotionally and financially. Said family should help family in times of need. I told them I'd think about it and hung up. I didn't think about it. I knew my answer immediately, but I wanted to see how far they'd push. 2 days later, they called back demanding an answer. My dad's voice had that edge to it, that tone that said he expected me to fall in line like I always had. He said Sophie needed this, that I owed it to the family after everything they'd done for me, that this was my chance to finally give back. I told them Sophie never believed in me either, so why would I hand her a management position at the business they all mocked 3 years ago? My mom started crying. My dad called me selfish and ungrateful, and Sophie apparently told them she'd rather work retail than accept charity from her failure of a brother.